Hello, and welcome to a special edition of Up Close on METV. I'm Charles Clapsaddle, Station Manager for Manatee Educational Television, and it's been our privilege over the last few years to bring you programs about organizations and individuals who continue to make a difference in our community. And on today's special edition, we're very privileged to have with us individuals from the cancer support community. So let's welcome them now. Joining me first is Carl Ritter, the CEO of the Cancer Support Community. Carl, it's good to see you again.
Good to see you, Charles, and thank you and thank MTV for having us today. Very kind of you.
Well, thank you for joining us, and we want to talk a little bit more about your mission in a moment. But also joining us is our Director of Development, Amy Polishak. Amy, thank you for joining us today as well.
Thank you, Charles. Good morning.
Good morning. And also two young people who are here to talk about their involvement with a very special program, Lauren and Devin. Am I pronouncing that correct?
It's David.
David. Okay, thank you again.
It's fine.
Thank you again. And I'm sure you're going to correct me
It's
a couple
okay.
more times throughout the day.
That's all right.
Well, thank you again. We want to talk to you about your special involvement because you're both alumni of the Sarasota Crew. Is that correct?
Mm-hmm.
Yes, correct.
Yes,
And I
that's
want to
correct.
hear all about that. But before we begin today, Carl, I want to start with you. The Cancer Support Community is a very unique organization in Manatee and Sarasota County. And give us a little bit of the background of that organization and what your mission is.
Sure, I'd be happy to. And it really is a special organization. We're all very proud to be representing an organization that has been serving Sarasota and Manatee for about 15 years now. It was initially founded because there was a clear need for psychosocial support for people impacted by cancer. Not just patients, but patients' families and caregivers. And really, a disease like cancer is something that has a profound impact on families and family dynamics. And there just wasn't a great deal of help for folks in that position. Right. So the Cancer Support Community really was initially designed to focus on those needs and needs of really the whole family unit.
And one of the things that you do, and I want to talk about your facility as well, your fairly recent facility, talk about that, but all of these services and resources that you provide are free.
They are. One of the mandates that the organization has is cancer treatment and the impact it affects the family in many ways. One of them financially. So the Cancer Support Community, in its mandate, ensures that all of the services we provide are not only of the highest quality and highest standard, but that they're absolutely free, and we don't look to our participants for any financial contribution whatsoever.
And that's a wonderful thing, because having the opportunity to been there to visit on several occasions, it's really a wonderful facility, and the extent of programs and services that you offer is pretty exhaustive. Tell us a little bit about what those programs and services are.
Sure, and they're broad and they vary, and our facility, the 5.5 acre campus and the fabulous new Gold LEED facilities has really been created as a healing environment, and it really is a special place. And not only, the building obviously has an impact because it creates the structure and the location, but the community of participants and volunteers, staff, and board really create a culture for that community that's very positive. One of the things that I often say is, when you hear Cancer Support Community and you're going to a facility that deals with cancer, it obviously has the capacity or potential to be a sad place, but it is anything but that. It is a very positive environment and a very happy place.
And you're to be congratulated on that, because it is a kind of an uplifting facility from the time that you drive up to it to you experience some of the rooms. And we've been very fortunate to be out there on several occasions. But the services that you offer are not, and everyone, unfortunately, knows someone that has been touched by cancer, a relative or a friend or something. And the services that you offer are pretty extensive, and they really are. But you not only offer those to cancer survivors, but to caregivers as well.
And families, anyone really impacted by cancer. Our programs and services really, although they're broad, you can really talk about them in three core groups. One is education, and we provide several education programs, from seminars to Ask the Doctor program, where we have an oncologist or a medical professional come in and answer questions specifically about certain topics that our organization provides. And those are regular ongoing programs. But it's also about diet, it's about exercise, it's about nutrition, it's about all the different things that people have a need to know. And that's the education component. Again, all free and very well attended. The mind-body connection is a major factor in cancer treatment. You know, stressors affect your immune system. They diminish your immune system, high levels of stress. And obviously, when you're battling a disease like cancer, the stress level is high, and it adds to the typical and normal stresses in anyone's life. Exercise and that mind-body connection helps reduce stressors. By reducing stress, you improve or enhance your immune system, and that's one of the pieces of the puzzle to the battle with cancer. So we offer a whole range of exercise programs designed for people at all different stages of cancer, from recovered people to in-treatment folks to specialty classes. For example, our breast exercise class for women that have had mastectomies. Special muscles need to be exercised, etc. So we really have a broad range of exercise classes. But the core reason for the cancer support community the origination of it was support groups. We have a very broad range of support groups where people come together to discuss with a licensed therapist and a highly qualified licensed therapist the issues that they're dealing with at their stage of cancer treatment. And those support groups really make a difference in people's lives.
And how valuable is that as you go through and you're suffering from cancer, or a loved one in from your family or friend is suffering, to have that support group network that they can avail themselves of to find out more about it and how to deal with such a devastating illness?
Well, you know, it's a critical piece of the puzzle. Stress isn't only diminished by exercise. It's also diminished by understanding, knowing that other people have gone through the same process or similar process that you have, and that there is light at the end of the tunnel. Being able to cope with all the different phases and potential outcomes is really important. And those are the things that we deal with directly, head on, in those support groups.
Now, all of these resources and programs that you offer, do you have an idea of how many people each year or each month come through your doors and are available for your services? Yeah,
it's I'll tell you, it's an incredible number of people that we're serving, thousands of people, but probably the most surprising statistic of late, as we moved into our new facility, which is a substantial facility and has great capacity, is the increase in participant number. We expect to see 2,000 new patients or new participants this year alone.
That's fantastic.
In terms of growth. You know, when you think about it, that's a big number, but let's look at some of the cancer statistics. 1 in 2 men and 1 in 3 women in their lifetime will have to deal with cancer. Over 100,000 people in the state of Florida will be diagnosed with cancer this year. Those are numbers that are scary.
They're staggering.
They really are. And facilities like ours there's such a great need out there that we have to continue to get our voice out in the community. We are growing rapidly. Our staff and programs are growing. Our facilities growing, and our need for capital continues to grow.
Well, with your leadership and the value that you place on these programs, I know that you're going to continue to grow, but you're also going to need the public support in order to do that. And that's why we want to take a moment and talk with Amy, if we may. Amy, these are a wonderful amount of programs and resources and services that are available to the public at no charge. How do you fund those? How do those programs and the experts that Carl was talking about, how do you bring those into the cancer support community?
Well, two things. I want to add to something that Carl said. What really separates Cancer Support Community Florida Suncoast from other support organizations is that we used only licensed facilitators. So on the support networking side, even our exercise group, nutritionist, everyone is licensed. We don't provide medical diagnostic services because we are addressing the psychosocial needs of the participants, as we call them. We're not eligible for any state or federal funding because we do not provide medical diagnostic services. So all the programs currently are funded through the generosity of individual donors and foundations. We do quite a few special events throughout the year, which really help to build our base. Not only to build our participant base and to get individuals in the community engaged and interested in our mission, but also to get the funds necessary to run the wonderful programming opportunities that we have.
And the methodology of which you do that is you really have a wide scope of community partners that you become involved with over the years, I would imagine. Tell us about some of those partnerships that you've developed.
Absolutely, and the scope of the community partnership has changed dramatically. Initially, when the organization started, most of our referrals came from the medical community or the oncology network. And as we continue to expand our base, and as Carl mentioned, we're now in a 11,200 square foot building. We have a much larger capacity to serve individuals affected by cancer in our community. We are now connecting with businesses and schools and churches and synagogues that are able to refer their employee base or their base to us if the services are needed. So we have partnerships. Currently we provide services in some of the healthcare facilities like Blake Hospital, Manatee Memorial, Doctors Hospital. We work with the top oncology groups here in the community, 21st Century Oncology, Florida Cancer Specialist, and then we have partnerships with the school districts, with financial institutions like SunTrust Bank, and businesses throughout the community, and they help us grow our participant base and grow interest in our mission.
Well, that kind of follows the guideline that Carl was talking about education being a primary pillar of what you're trying to do.
Absolutely, without a doubt. We were previously known as the wellness community in our community, and we merged with Gilda's Club Worldwide and had a name change last summer. So our name now makes sense to the community. It makes sense that we are now helping individuals affected by cancer, and it allows us now to branch out and spread the word.
Well, the mission kind of remained the same. The name was a change, but it really does kind of encapsulate what your mission is. It's the cancer support community.
Well, if I can add something to Amy's comments, there's been, because of the participant growth and the facility growth and the need for additional funding, Amy has really led the charge in terms of embracing the business community and those partnerships. And although we have quite a number and they're developing very nicely, we certainly need more, and we need people in our community to recognize who we are, what we do, and help. It is a substantial operating budget, and we need many hands make light work. We need lots of partners.
Well, and one of the things that you've done, Amy, is to kind of initiate something new, and that's why Lauren and Devin are here today, is a really unique opportunity to outreach into the community. And what is that?
D2L, which is
and
Dance
D2L,
to Live.
D2L is, because people will think it's like some kind of phone app or something. D2L is?
D2L is the Dance to Live initiative. And when we were kind of putting our brains together, doing a little brainstorming, we wanted to create an activity type event / fundraiser that would really allow us to, again, reach out to the community at large to build our partnership base, but it would also allow us to engage the community, allow them to participate in an activity type initiative where they could be philanthropic, and it could help us raise funds needed to support the programming.
So tell us how D2L is going to work and why you've got Lauren and Devin involved, and not only them, but a wide variety of people throughout the community. What is it and how can people get involved?
D2L, I'll actually probably work it from the final event backwards. D2L, or Dance to Live, really culminates in a final dance-off, if you will, which takes place February of 2012. And prior to that, we're going out into the community, because this is a community-wide event, and asking individual organizations, whether it be businesses, schools, churches, synagogues. Sarasota Crew is going to speak about their partnership with us. We're asking them to consider hosting a dance party, and that dance party will be a fun way that can boost the morale within that group. They can structure that dance party any way that works for their organization, and then they will raise funds that will go back to the much-needed programming at Cancer Support Community. So those dance parties will be hosted between September and February, and then each group will pick their final 2 dancers. It's not a Dancing with the Stars. It's not based on dancing skill. So they will select the 2 dancers from their organization that will come to the final event and compete, where everyone will win a prize.
Well, how exciting. I mean, this is really a unique event in this community. It gets everybody involved, and it's a really wonderful opportunity. And I must add, you know, you recently initiated a flash mob thing to promote the event down at the Sarasota Farmers Market. And the unique thing about that, aside from the fun of having 50 or 60 participants, was that everybody was dancing for someone who had cancer, or that they knew who had cancer. And on the back of their T-shirts, of which Lauren is wearing, you know, I'm dancing for my mother or my father or my sister or whatever. And it was really a unique way of kind of highlighting the fact that we are dancing to live.
Absolutely, and Carl mentioned the statistics. 1 in 2 men in their lifetime will be diagnosed with cancer, 1 in 3 women. We are treating people that are living with cancer. So there are more and more people throughout our community that are doing just that. So we really encourage the dancers to share their message and share their story, because whether it be a family member, a coworker, there is someone that will come through their life that will be dealing with, unfortunately, the diagnosis of cancer.
Well, what I like best about the Dance to Live program is its inclusive nature. You know, Amy's talked about businesses, churches, synagogues, schools. There's absolutely no one that is not able to participate in the Dance to Live program. And you know, it can be as simple as going onto the website, signing up to be a participant. You get a T-shirt and you go out and like you do in a relay or a walk, you get sponsorships and raise a few dollars. And frankly, that's where this program really can work for us. If we can have lots of people register, sign up, and even just raise over the next 3 or 4 months $100 of sponsorships, and we have thousands of people, it can make a real serious impact on the organization. And frankly, over a few months raising $100 in sponsorships is not a bad thing. Amy also has arranged for those people that don't have a dance party or are uncomfortable or don't think they can put one together. She's arranged with a local radio station a way to participate at their dance events in order to do that.
Why don't, that's a great idea. Yeah. Tell us about that.
We have a partnership with Clear Channel Radio, and Clear Channel Radio does Friday night dance parties here in Sarasota, Manatee County, and they host 1 per month. So we will be a co-sponsor of those dance parties, and as Carl mentioned, we really didn't want to structure this initiative too much other than having it be a community-wide dance fundraiser. We wanted organizations to be, or groups to be, empowered to set up and structure a dance party in any way that they want. But we know that there are going to be individuals that, you know, don't associate themselves with any particular group, and so they will be given the opportunity to participate and to come to these dance parties that Clear Channel hosts. They're free. They can fundraise online, tell their story and their connection to cancer online, you know, tell their family members and friends through Facebook and Twitter and email why they're dancing.
It's such a tremendous idea, and it outreaches to all aspects of the community, old, young, black, white, Hispanic. We're opening the door here at Dance to Live so everyone can participate. Now, not all of the dancers are going to be like Lauren and Devin here, I mean, who look pretty fit and in shape. So how did you and the crew become involved in this? Lauren, we'll start with you. How did you get involved?
Well, we were actually counselors for Sarasota Crew Camp, and one of the crew moms, Susan Kenyon, who works for the cancer support community, approached us to see if we would be interested in hosting it for the kids in the summer camp, which is a perfect group for this because it's a group of kids that have a lot of energy, know each other, young.
Exactly.
And it's something for them to do on a Friday night. So we only had a month or so to put it together, but we jumped on board and we met with Amy and we put it on last week and it was great.
So how did the kids react to it?
Yeah, I'll take that. Yeah, I mean, of course, like, you know, Sarasota Crew, the type of kids who are in Sarasota Crew, they're extremely motivated, you know, they're active, and, you know, they would love something like this. So, yeah, they generally liked it. We gave it to, we wanted most of the middle school campers to do it. And, yeah, they loved it, their parents loved it, and it's just something for them to do on a Friday night.
Well, here's a question for both of you. I mean, as this develops, and obviously there's some time frame, you know, to try to get the word out and get into. I couldn't think of a two better spokesperson to go to some schools than Lauren and Devin here, you know, to try to participate. But what would you say to young people out there perhaps to encourage them to participate in this event?
I would say that it's actually really easy to work with this organization. So if people wanted and were interested in working with the cancer support community, they're flexible enough with our busy schedules as students to work around and see what works best for both parties.
And Devin, let me ask you this, if I may. What do you think about the importance of having like Dance to Live and getting the young people kind of connected to know that they're doing this for a very worthwhile organization that's providing great resources to the community? What would you say to young people?
Well, the thing about it is that young people are generally the base, and like political activism, whatever, you want to start with the kids because they're the people who are going to grow up and continue to be active. And so it's best to start them young, you know, while they're excited about them, get them motivated to do it, and then they'll continue to do it and be excited to do it for this cause.
That's a very good point, very perceptive on that part. Now, Carl, I want to come back to you for a moment. You know, the D2L and other initiatives that you have are part of your whole vision for what the cancer support community is. What would you say to a community, both Sarasota and Manatee, to kind of encourage them to perhaps, you know, see what your facility does, to get them encouraged, maybe even to volunteer? What would you say to an organization or individuals to get them to participate?
I think there's one real easy way to learn about our organization. Come and visit us. You can call us and have a tour. It is a truly spectacular facility to walk around. We always have participants there. But when you can put a face and a name and have a conversation with people that are participating and deriving benefit from this, that frankly is the impetus for volunteering or participating. And you know, to reiterate what Lauren says, there is no one that can't jump on the D2L bandwagon. It's real simple and it makes a huge difference to us. Just go on to the website, sign up as a participant, and send an email out to your friends saying, hey, would you sponsor me? And if, with a few dollars per person, it makes a huge difference to us.
Now, Lauren, you and Devin are going to participate, aren't you? You're going to be dancing for raising some awareness?
Well, we put on our dance last week. We raised funds, but we will be at school during the final event.
Yes,
dance
unfortunately,
in February.
we won't get to participate.
So our organization will send 2 other representatives.
Well, there you go.
That's the crew will have 2 people there.
Amy, let's go back to you. So let me talk to you a little bit about how people can find out more about this.
D2LFL.org. We have a dedicated website for this initiative. individuals can learn about, they can join an existing team. You mentioned the flash mob. I want to just touch on that for just a moment. As an organization, we determined we can't go out into the community and ask the wonderful community to raise funds for us if we can't do the same. So we actually initiated the flash mob, which was made up of CSC staffers, board members, and committee members. And as you mentioned, we did that several weeks ago at the Sarasota Farmers Market. So individuals can join an existing team. They can start their own team. And again, whether it's a particular business, a school, a running group, a book club, we're just encouraging people to get their group of friends or coworkers together to do something fun to help those affected with cancer in our community.
And we'll help them.
Yeah, absolutely.
If they need some help, we have a team of people to come and help them. And most importantly, they need to come in February. Everybody's welcome to come in February and join the great finale dance party.
That'll be the cream of the crop of all the dancers.
Well, and everybody that just wants to come and have a great night out.
I think that, and hopefully between now and February, we're going to do an update on this program, talk about the success that you've had. So we only have a couple of minutes left. I want to go around the table, and Devin, we're going to start with you. First of all, why do you think this event is important?
Well, like they both said, it raises funds for the cancer support community because all of their services are completely free of charge to the participants. So this is something that's fun and extremely helpful to them to provide the excellent services that they continue to do.
And Lauren, we're going to give you an opportunity to all those young people out there that are watching you. Tell us what you would say to them to get them to participate.
I would say that it's easy and there's no excuse to not participate.
That's a great thing. And Amy, this is one of many initiatives that you've developed. And I think you're to be really commended, not only for all of the work that goes into making this happen, but all the other events that you do as well. And I think you bring a lot of energy and vitality to the cancer support community that continues to help them grow and succeed. Final word, D2L is coming up. How easy is it? Lauren said it's just that easy. What can people do?
It's easy and fun. I just encourage people again to visit d2lfl.org. Lauren and David are wonderful ambassadors. They, can tell you, as they did here today, just how simple it is to participate and how you can get your group together and have fun. So we're just encouraging people to participate. We're here to help you as much as we can.
Thanks, Amy. Carl, final word is to you. The cancer support community continues to serve a really vital part in these communities. It's an important, very important community organization that provides these services and resources to people at no charge. It's a very, very critical thing. How important is it to this community?
I think it's critical, and I think it becomes more critical next month and the month after that, because sadly, our participant base is growing and the need is growing. But if I had to define the cancer support community's culture and find one word to define it, I would define it as inclusive. Everyone's welcome. We work with the entire community, including our staff, our board of trustees, our volunteers, and our participants. It is a wonderful organization with a great group of people associated.
Carl, good luck, continued success with your program, and we would welcome you to come back at any other time to talk about not only about some of the in-depth about some of the programs and resources, but also perhaps some of the participants who avail themselves of your services. I would encourage everybody who's watching today to find out a little bit more about the cancer support community and all the resources and all the services that it provides at no charge. And also to find out how you can participate in the D2L, Dance to Live. I want to thank our guests today. I want to thank Devin and Lauren and Amy Polishak and Carl Ritter for joining us on this very special edition of Up Close on METV.